What's going on, traders? John with Tactical Trading here with another short video. We're going to be highlighting 5 cheap penny stocks. 2 that have already had their runs. 1 had a run today, but I think has some room to continue, and 2 other ones that I'll be keeping an eye on over the next 3 or 4 days. First is going to be DSGT. This is the stock that I called out at 7 cents. After it already had a 400% run on Friday, this thing then proceeded to run from 7 cents all the way up to 27.5 cents, but then it collapsed. Just like anything with a precipitous rise, it has a precipitous fall. This thing fell all the way back down into the 4s today. Do I think this thing can still run? Yes. Are there a lot of bag holders overhead? Yes. That could be a problem. I think this thing needs some igniting news in order to get it going. You see, these cheap penny stocks trade on technicals. They don't trade on fundamentals. A lot of times they need that fundamental, or they need that press release to spark it, and then once it gets going, it completely rides on technicals. So DSGT's, the chart's horrible. I think that it needs, now it's in a good sector. They said they're getting out with the electric vehicle plays, and putting out electric vehicles. That could be huge. That could be great news. But obviously the market took it, as, real good news, and then they just dumped it. So I would look for DSGT to, are they going to fill their showroom? What type of vehicles are they putting out? Any type of news like that may spark this thing and send it flying. And now it's awfully cheap comparative to where it was the other day at 27 cents. So I would definitely have that on my radar. I wouldn't buy it right now. I'd be waiting for a press release. The next one is GAXY Next Generation, GAXY. This thing closed in the 5s today. I called it out at 0.0088, under a penny. Gave the sell order at 3 cents. This thing shot over 3, pulled back down almost close to 1. I called it out again under 2 cents, and now this thing shot up to over 6 cents. Went up to 6 cents, pulled back, and then came back a little bit. 6 cents down into the 4s, and then back into the 5s. Would I be looking at for this stock? I think it still has room to run. But I think it's overextended. I think the rise has been a little too quick. We're talking about 2 weeks. This thing has went up 10, 20 times. So what I'd be looking at is for pullbacks in this stock. Just like today, this thing shot over 6 cents, pulled back into the 4s. It was a perfect dip buy opportunity, and then to get out in the mid-5s. So it would have worked out really well for you to pick up a half a penny on this thing and make some good profits. Because you got to keep in mind, a half a penny on this thing is 20, 30%. So I wouldn't be buying this thing on any runs. I'd be looking for dips to buy this thing. I've seen some YouTube channels where this thing can go up to, people are saying this thing can go up to $2. Who knows? But am I going to call something out like that? Absolutely not. I think this thing at 6 cents, under 6 cents is still a good buy, but it's going to have its, it's going to have its ups and its downs. And like any stock, it has to go up in a stair fashion. There has to be rises, pullbacks, rises, pullbacks. It can't just go parabolic, because if it goes parabolic up, it's going to go parabolic down. So GAXY, I'd be looking for pullbacks on that stock. I still like it, just like I like DSGT, but I think that needs a news catalyst to spark it. The 3 stocks that I'm going to be mentioning, all under 2 cents today. I like them a lot. They're not stocks that I'm telling you to buy immediately. The first one I did say was going to be a first green day. I gave a buy order today, early in the afternoon, and that's for BANT. This stock, let's see here. This stock closed at 0.0185, up 400% today. It's called BANT Inc. This is an unmanned aerial vehicle play. So UAV, they're drones. These guys work they provide the product procurement, distribution, logistics services. They also give certificates and authorization to fly these drones, and then they also have an online store for election infection and sanitizing products and robots. They got a little creative today. They put their robots with the sanitizing products, and what they're going to do is put these out as a way for schools and different things to use these robots with sanitizing products to clean and disinfect and allow kids to come back to school, people to get back into shopping centers, people to get back into sports arenas. They actually went into a Connecticut school district with 12 to 15 schools, and they're doing a proposal for them. I think if that catches hold, they can get more contracts. But again, the reason I like this one is because the first green day pattern set up perfectly. This thing is up 400%, closed right near its highs, had huge volume, almost a $500 million in volume. Actually had more volume than GAXY today. So there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on this. There's going to be a lot of momentum, a lot of FOMO. I think this thing gaps up in the morning and has a gap and go, runs a little bit, and then may get its pullback. I mean, if you can get in, if this thing opens flat, wait to see where it goes, because then again you can get your panic right on the open. If this thing gaps up and starts running and it moves without you, it moves without you. My plan is, I got in this afternoon, and I still have a little bit of cushion from where I bought in to where it closed, so I already have my cushion. If this thing gaps up and starts running, I will take my profits, wait for a pullback to re-enter if I feel it's still going to run. You got to keep in mind in this market, there's a lot of copycat plays, plays that have happened like DSGT. Traders remember that, and they're going to see a play like BANT and say, hey, could this be the next one? Could this be the next one to go up to 22, 23 cents? This one started, actually, this one started a little bit lower. This one was only about 0.0004, so only about a fourth of a penny when it started its run, went up 400%, and again closed at 0.0185. So it's still under 2 cents, up 400%. Can this thing go to 10, 11, 12, 13 cents? Absolutely. Will it? I have no idea. Is it probable? We don't know. Just because DSGT did it on Monday, there's a possibility it can happen. Is it probable? I have no clue. But again, that's how I'm going to play it. I'm going to sell into some strength, wait for a pullback, and then see if there's a re-entry opportunity for that one. The next play is Tadachrome, and that's TTCM. This is an augmented reality play. This is an early stage internet applications company that engages in technology and business development in the internet application space. They have two main products, GAXY technology, and then they also have their augmented reality segment to that company. And the augmented reality part is let's see, that's ArcNet. AR is the augmented reality ArcNet, and that's a social platform that uses a multitude of geolocated 3D augmented reality objects across a single navigatable network. The thing that I like about these guys is yesterday they closed near their highs. This was the first green day play, but it didn't pan out. This thing opened flat and then crashed, so a dip buy presented itself, but it's within shooting range of its 52-week highs. So that's what I like about it. In fact, let's see here. This company closed at 0.0149. The 52-week highs are 0.0184. So it's not that far from its 52-week highs. And the COO, he put out a tweet today that they have an SEC filing. In this SEC filing, they have a contract with Boston University. And he says this could lead into more contracts, more business, and more development with the company. So not many people read those SEC filings, but because he put that tweet out, it kind of opened up the people's eyes to look at this, and that's why they're going to move forward. I think this thing has a chance to hit those 52-week highs. Would I be buying in anticipation of those 52-week highs? We'll have to see how the price action goes. But if this thing breaks the 52-week highs, it has blue sky all the way up to 3 cents. And that's about the 3-year range of the about 3.2 cents. So this thing can close to double. But that's if it breaks its 52-week highs and they drop that PR. Again, this thing needs this igniter, that PR to come out, because, again, not everybody reads those SEC filings and not everybody pays attention to tweets to a 2-penny stock. So that's what I'd be looking at for that one. It did have a nice pullback today, so it's actually a decent buy at this point. So I definitely, and it was down 15% today as well too. So I'd be looking for them to drop that PR and then, like I said, ignite that thing and let it start going. Finally, the last stock that we're looking at is Bio Restorative Therapeutics, and that ticker symbol is BRTXQ. BRTXQ. This stock closed at 0.0177 today, so it's still a shade under 2 pennies. This thing is it was closed up 56.5%, so it had a really nice run today. It had high relative volume today, almost 3 to 4 to 1 relative volume, so there's eyeballs on it. There's really no news with this thing. you know, I really don't know much of why this thing was up, but again, like I always say, these things, they trade on technicals, and this one didn't even need the spark to, you know, run up 56% today. This thing had a trend line crossover a day or two ago, and I think that might be what sparked it. You know, the short-term trend crossed over the long-term trend and kind of sent this thing going. So again, technicals sparked this move. So I think that if you want to definitely keep an eye on this one, if it gets some momentum, it can run. You know, you just want to look for maybe a little pullback to get in, and this thing can possibly go up to 2 or 3 cents, if not better. Because you got to keep in mind, like I said earlier, these plays, they're gonna run in sympathy of each other. They may not be in the same sector, but what they are is in the same ballpark. They're all OTC cheap penny stocks, and they're all moving in the same fashion. So again, the 3 that I mentioned are BANT, you know the plan with that one, TTCM, and BRTXQ. Keep your eye on those 3 stocks, put them on your watch list, figure out what you want to do with them, do your research on them, and figure out a plan to attack these 3 stocks. The 2 that I mentioned before are DSGT and GAXY. I told you exactly what I'd be doing with those. I'd be looking for pullback in GXY, and DSGT, I think it needs that igniter spark. I think it needs that PR or that press release to get it going. Well, that's all I got for you today. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'm seeing a lot of these videos with a ton more views than there are subscribers. So please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. And please like the video, because that gets us out there in the YouTube algorithm to get more eyes on this channel. You know, if you like what I'm doing. If not, hit the dislike button, whatever. Leave a nasty comment below. Do what you got to do. But if you got any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And again, keep an eye out for the next video. I got a pretty good video on some listed stocks coming up. And you guys have a blessed evening. Let's get that money.